Hey guys, it's Sarah and Happy New Year. Today's video is going to be my 2020 Project Pan introduction. I'm so excited. I wanted to do this a little bit differently than I have in the past. I actually want to kind of take you along through the process of selecting which products to pan. So the way I'm going to be structuring this year's Project Pan is the same way that I've done it the last 2 years, which is just a basic rolling Project 10 pan throughout the year. That's just the structure that works for me. I know people have all kinds of different fun ways of structuring their projects, but for me, just a basic 10 pan just seems to work great for me. 10 is kind of the magic number. I feel like it's not too many to where I get overwhelmed, but it's still enough to challenge me. And this time around, I want all the products I select, at least for now, to be makeup products. Just last month, I went through a huge purge where I actually just ended up using up a bunch of skincare and body care products anyway, so I feel like for the most part, makeup is just where I want my focus to be right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do, and this is how I normally choose my Project Pan items, is I go to my makeup inventory spreadsheet, and that's where I keep track of all the products I own, but also the date that I bought each product. That way I can prioritize products that are older. I don't necessarily only want to pan older products, but I do want to prioritize those and make sure that I am working on products that might be expiring soon. So that's what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna share my screen with you. I want to go through and highlight the products that I may want to focus on, and then we're actually going to go look at my products, pick them out, and then after that we'll come back here and just take a look at each of those products and kind of see where we're at and where we're starting from. So let's go ahead and take a look at my inventory spreadsheet first. Here's my makeup inventory spreadsheet. This may look somewhat familiar to you if you watched my makeup inventory videos throughout 2019. So there are a few categories where I know I don't really feel the need to pan anything from those right now. One of those is eye primer. I'm going to go ahead and kind of gray this out so that we don't even need to look at it. Brows, I know I don't want to pan anything from that right now. Mascara, I never pan mascaras. It's unnecessary for me. Single magnetic shadows, not interested right now. And lip liner, just not really into panning those right now at this moment. I think everything else is at least a category that I'd like to consider looking at to pan something. So I want to start highlighting any item that I've had since 2017 or earlier. Okay, so this e.l.f. face palette, I'm gonna highlight that. Milani Romantic Rose Spring 2015. I have thought about panning this product so many times, but I'm so scared to because it is huge. Same with all three of these. These are all from 2017. I have the e.l.f. face palette listed a couple times because it has both a bronzer and some blushes in it. This was actually just in my Project Pan in 2019. And some things that were in my Project Pan previously, I might want to take a break from. So I'm going to think about that. These are some palettes. I'm not really a pan that palette type of person, it's just not my thing. But sometimes I do like to focus on a shade or two in a palette, so we'll see. These are some singles I've had for a while. Lately I have been feeling up for the challenge of using up a lipstick. Those are some of my older lipsticks, but just because I'm highlighting these doesn't necessarily mean I'm only going to pick from these. I just want to prioritize those somewhat. Okay, so those are my oldest products that I would consider. I also just want to go through and highlight anything else that I may want to try to pan. So maybe the Jordana one, but it's so new that I'm not really sure. I could definitely pan this Pixi setting spray pretty easily, I think. I'd also like to consider panning these Stila glitters because they are on the verge of drying out, so that's another thing I'd like to, and probably this shimmer and glow as well. I'd like to think about that one. So now I'm really just kind of going through and highlighting anything else that I might want to think about panning. The Spread Apple lipstick I think would not be too hard to pan, and I have had it for 2 years now, so I feel like it might start going bad sort of soon. And then both of these Bite lip products also are minis, so they wouldn't be too hard to use up. This NYX Creme Brulee was already in my Project Pan in 2019, but it's getting close to being done. I'm not sure if I want to add it in right away, but I'll think about it. The Wet n Wild Quad was also in my 2019 Project Pan. I probably want to take a break from it, but I'll still think about it. Since Wet n Wild is no longer cruelty-free, that is a brand that I do kind of want to start phasing out of my collection. I decluttered a few things last year, and there's a few lip products I still have from them. Never Nude is another lip product I may want to work on eventually, but maybe not right away. So looking through this list one last time, I think those are all the products that I want to at least consider panning right now. So I'm going to go lay all these things out, and we will kind of hand pick which ones I want to start panning together. Okay, so here's everything that I'd highlighted on my spreadsheet. So I really just want to try to pick a variety of products that I'm likely to use, keeping in mind the time of year and the season right now. I do want to pick at least one cheek product, and I'm feeling like I do want to take a break from my Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Rosé Champagne. I just feel like, I mean, I've already made great progress on it in 2019. I keep wanting to say 2018. Way behind here. I think I'm gonna take a break, so I'm gonna roll that one out for now. This palette is actually kind of calling out to me. I've already used up the highlight in here, as you can see, but the bronzer I've repressed, so I know there's not much left in there. It's a very thin layer. And then there's two blushes, which honestly I'm probably not even very close to hitting pan on either one of those, but I kind of would just like to see some progress on them and at least use up the bronzer. So that's one option. And then this Milani blush is by far the oldest one I have in my collection, but the thing about it is it comes with 17 grams of product, which for some perspective, the Wet n Wild one is a little bit more of an average size, and this only comes with 5.85 grams. So this is like 3 times that amount almost, which is just massive. You know, I feel like I want to challenge myself right now and at least try to hit pan on this Wet n Wild, or on this Milani blush. I may never use it up, it may just never happen, but I sort of at least want to flatten out the imprint and or hit pan. And then maybe once I hit pan, I'll start working on the Wet n Wild one again, or once I get tired of this one. So yeah, I think I actually am gonna surprise myself and pick this Milani blush that I've been scared to try to pan for so long. Maybe a huge mistake, but hey. I'm gonna keep thinking about this. This is a loose blush from Terre Cosmetics. I don't think I want to pan a loose blush, at least not right now. I think my priority this year is gonna be these two for the most part. The Pixi Glow Mist really would not be much of a challenge for me because I already love using it, and I have probably about a third of the product left in here. I think I do want to pan this. I really don't think it would be too difficult to use that up. I think I'm gonna wait on this Jordana primer. I just don't really feel like this needs to be a top priority right now, so I'm gonna rule that out. Okay, so I have a lot of lip options here and a lot of like eye options. I do want to pick at least one Stila glitter or shimmer. So I have their Shimmer and Glow in Kitten, which seems to be drying out. I've had this one longer than I've had the glitters. And then I've got 3 of these glitters, all of which seem to be getting to the point where they're gonna dry out soon. Maybe this one the least so, and then these two both. I have revived both of them, but I'm not sure how much longer that'll stretch them. And by revived, I mean added a few drops of like eye drops in there. So one thing that I've really been thinking about trying to pan for a long time, I tried to pan it actually in 2018 in my 13 by Halloween project pan, and this is the e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous eyeshadow in Soiree. It is kind of a cream shadow, really pretty color. I love this shadow. It's still not dried out completely, although it has been on the verge for a really long time. I want to use this up this year, so that's definitely going to be going in my project, which makes it a little trickier for me to want to put one of these in. I'm thinking I'm going to rule out both of these large palettes just because I'm going to be continuing my eyeshadow roulette series this year. In the next few weeks I'll be starting that back up, so I don't want to go in over my head on palettes right now. I think I may go with Diamond Dust just because this is a shade that'll go with so much. It's just a silver. I feel like this one might be the closest one to drying out. I can already see like halfway through there. So this one will be, I think I'm gonna try to do that one and maybe save these for another time or for once I finish that. This is a loose shadow from Terre, their mineral eyeshadow. I've had it since 2017, so that's why it's in this mix. Don't think I want to pan this right now, especially because I'm already working on another single shadow. Well, 2 single shadows technically. I think I'm gonna pause on my Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells quad. I've been working on it for the past like 6 months or so, and so I think I just want to take a little break from it, but I do plan to come back to it this year. Then I have a bunch of lip options, and these are either ones that I've had since at least 2017, or just some other ones that I thought might be possible to pan. So we're in the winter right now, and one that I think I will really enjoy using in the winter is this Bite Glace lip crayon. This is a mini. This was one of their birthday gifts like in 2018. And there's really, you know, there's not a lot of product. I definitely think this one is doable. And I do want to start off with something sort of easy. I don't want to challenge myself too much because lipsticks are hard to pan, so I want to give myself some confidence, I think. So I think I'm going to go with this one for right now. There's also Bite Chai, but it's a slightly darker shade and I just don't see myself wearing it quite as much. So I think I'm going to go with Glace for now, and then I'll keep the rest of these in mind for the future. I kind of want to keep working on my NYX Butter Gloss just because I don't really feel like I need a break from it. I love this product and it's getting really close. It's definitely on its last leg. So also these two can pair really nicely together. So I have 6 products picked so far and ruling the rest of those lipsticks out. I'm thinking I may put this e.l.f. face palette in there just for the bronzer. I don't really care about the blushes right now, especially because I'm working on the Milani one, also because I'm nowhere close to hitting pan on either one of those. But I do want to see some progress on the bronzer. In fact, I do want to use this bronzer up because, like I said, I've already repressed it, so there's not a ton left in there, and I think that is very doable, and it's the oldest bronzer I own. I might use the blushes from time to time, but those aren't going to be the focus at all. I kind of do want to take a break from this Jordana pencil liner. I've been painting it for the last few months. Yeah, I just want to take a break from it, at least for a month, you know? So those are all the things that I'd originally pulled from, and these are the ones that I've chosen, but I'm gonna need 2, 4, 6, 7. This is 7. I'm gonna go through and look through my collection and see if there's anything else I may have missed when I was looking through my inventory, because I definitely want this to be a 10 pan, and I'm sure there's more that I could add in here. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I picked 3 more products. They're actually all like base products. This, the Balm one, I realized will be 2 years old this year. I got it in 2018. And it has sunscreen in it. So I'm thinking that, I can't find an expiration date on here, but I know that sunscreen products usually don't stay good for longer than 3 years. So by the 2-year mark, I want to be sort of close to finishing this up, I think, just to be safe. Not that I rely on this for like all my sun protection, but I don't want it to go bad. And it is my oldest foundation type product. It's a tinted moisturizer. So I want to add that in because I don't have any like complexion products in here yet. Then I chose this CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow Luminizing Lotion in the shade Daybreak. It's a nice like kind of multi-purpose product. You can use it as a primer or you can use it as a liquid highlighter. It's just a nice glowy product, and this time of year my skin is super dry, so I think this will be really pretty underneath foundation. It'll help add some glow to my skin, which I'm all about right now. I'm gonna be rocking some really glowy skin with both of these, so I think I'm gonna add that in. And then also I wanna add in, this is actually getting really close to being finished, the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. I think I can power through this and finish it up pretty soon. So this will be kind of an easy product because I don't want to challenge myself too much going into the year. So those are the 10 products I've chosen. I want to go ahead and show you some photos of how much product is left in each of these right now so that we can get a sense of how much I have to use up. And I'm also going to set some goals for how many times I want to use each item this month. That's a trick that I like to use to make sure that I'm making visible progress each month and that I don't forget about anything. So the BALMSHELTER Tinted Moisturizer, I would like to wear this 5 times this month. I think that's a reasonable goal. Hopefully even more. This could be something I wear most days if I remember, but I'm gonna start with a goal of 5 times this month. Then I have the CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow Lotion. Also want to use this 5 times. I'm gonna use it hopefully as a primer a lot of days, and other times I'll use it as a liquid highlighter. My Pixi Glow Mist, I want to try to use this 10 times. I want to get back into wearing makeup more often, and I think this month I will because I finally am gonna have my makeup room set up. Throughout December, most of my makeup was packed and I wasn't wearing makeup very much, but now I think I'm gonna try to get into the habit of wearing makeup at least most days. So I think I should be able to do that. If I use this every time I wear makeup, I don't think that should be hard at all. So for the e.l.f. bronzer, I think my goal is to hit pan on this again. This has already been repressed, so there's not a very thick layer in there, so I think I should be able to hit pan on it this month. My Milani blush, I want to use this, I'm gonna say 5 times, but hopefully more. 5 is just a good number because I know I can do that, and that way I should at least start to see some progress. And I hope to use it at least sometimes as an eyeshadow as well, because that always helps me hit pan a little bit quicker. The Stila glitter I want to use 3 times because it's not something I wear super often, so I think 3 times will be enough. I may experiment with using this as an eyeliner as well, just to find some other ways to use it, but hopefully I can make some progress on that this month. I think we have about half, a little more than half left. This e.l.f. HD Under Eye Powder, I already use this pretty much every time I get ready, so I don't think it should be too hard. I think I'll probably end up taking out the sifter so that I can get everything out of there. I may even be able to finish this month. The Bite Lip Crayon, I also want to use it 5 times. Again, that's kind of the magic number. And then finally the NYX Butter Gloss, I think I want to use this 10 times. Not hard to use, that includes reapplying it too. Especially because my lips have been so dry, I've been reaching for glosses more than ever just because it's such a comfortable product to wear. So that is going to wrap up my 2020 Project Pan intro. I hope you enjoyed this different format. I thought it might be fun to take you through the process of selecting the products. Maybe it'll help you if you are starting a project pan for the first time, to give you some ideas of how to pick products. I definitely recommend sticking to products that you realistically know that you'll use, especially taking into account the season. Good luck if you are getting started with a new project pan this year, whether it's your first one or you've been doing it for years. Really excited to hear about everyone's products that they're working on. A couple of quick announcements I wanted to share. One is that I created an anonymous survey. You may have already heard about this because I've posted about it in a few different places. But it's an anonymous survey. I'm just looking to gather any feedback you have for me on my channel as we head into a new year. So if you have like 5 minutes, it would really help me out if you haven't done it already. Over 300 of you have already done it, but if you haven't yet, I'm gonna leave it up until tomorrow, Friday, at the end of the day. So you have until then to submit it. You guys have already given me so many great ideas and so many great things to think about, so I really appreciate that. Second thing is I am going to be taking Saturday, January 4th off from uploading. I normally upload Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but I won't be uploading this Saturday because I'm going to be using that time to process all of your feedback from that survey and just take some time to sit down and reflect and plan out my channel direction for 2020. So I will see you again on Tuesday of next week. I hope you had a great new year, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay,